Welcome to SkyWatchTV for January 11th, 2015. I'm Derek Gilbert. The biggest news of the week was the attack Wednesday on the offices of Charlie Hebdo, a satirical magazine published in France that often lampooned, and often in crude, tasteless fashion, religion, and specifically Islam and Muhammad. In short, 3 days of violence left 20 people dead, including the 3 gunmen. A 4th suspect, who was the common-law wife of one of the shooters, is still being sought by French police. What to make of this senseless violence? It's easy to blame the death on radical Islam, but digging deeper, we may be seeing the beginning of the 3rd major wave of Islamic expansion into Europe. Anti-Islamic sentiment has been growing there over the last couple of decades. Nationalist political parties are on the rise in the UK, France, Germany, Scandinavia, Italy, Greece. Generally, these parties favor national sovereignty and a sharp reduction in legal immigration. Now, while these parties deny charges of racism or Islamophobia, the recent attack has already seen a surge of support for the National Front, which is the leading far-right political party in France, and for other nationalist parties across Europe. So 2015 will be an interesting year, at least in this area. There have already been more than a dozen reprisals against Muslims in France, and things will probably continue to heat up. More than 10 years ago, political commentator and two-time presidential candidate Patrick Buchanan wrote a book called The Death of the West. In it, he drew on statistics from the United Nations and did the math and predicted that Europe and the United States, North America in general, would not exist in its present form in less than 50 years. He identified 4 clear and present dangers to the United States: declining birth rates, uncontrolled immigration of peoples of different colors, creeds, and cultures, a rise of anti-Western culture, and a defection of ruling elites in the United States to the idea of world government. I won't go so far as to call Pat Buchanan a prophet, but it appears that things are right on schedule for his predictions to come true. If the Lord doesn't return soon, we are likely to see more wars and rumors of war from Europe and perhaps even here in North America, as this clash of civilizations continues. The problem for Europeans is that they have, for the most part, rejected Christ as the cornerstone of their culture. Christendom has been replaced in most of Europe by a secular culture of death. Evidence: birth rates below replacement level, and a growing belief in the right to die for people who aren't terminally ill. They just don't enjoy the quality of life they feel they deserve. This raises an important question for Europe and for the United States, where the right to die is becoming a major political and social issue. Does a culture that won't produce enough children to even maintain current population levels have enough faith in the future to resist this type of slow invasion by immigration? And where there is no faith in God, where will this faith in the future come from? Of course, we'll continue to watch the Middle East in 2015. Tensions remain high in Israel as the Palestinian Authority seeks help from the International Criminal Court for what it calls Israel's war crimes. Meanwhile, the Islamic State continues to spread its poisonous ideology across Syria and Iraq as it tries to reestablish the caliphate. The United States has several thousand soldiers in Iraq to train an army to resist the Islamic State, but things aren't going well. Report this week by the Washington Post that logistics are so poor inside Iraq that there aren't any bullets for training, and recruits literally have to shout "bang, bang" during training exercises. And some more disturbing news. It appears that some of the equipment the U.S. military left behind when we withdrew from Iraq is now in the hands of the Islamic State. Pictures have turned up on Facebook this week of Islamic State soldiers posing in front of an M1 Abrams tank draped with the flag of Hezbollah. With talk from Washington, D.C. now speculating that it might be necessary to send American soldiers back to Iraq to fight, it is possible that 2015 will see American soldiers, young men and women, coming under fire from weapons bought and paid for by the American taxpayer. Another topic to watch in 2015 is a push for acceptance and normalization of the transgender lifestyle. Early on the morning of December 28, 2014, a 17-year-old boy named Joshua Alcorn stepped in front of a semi on Interstate 71 northeast of Cincinnati. He left a suicide note that was published to the internet shortly after his death. Now, Josh, who preferred to be called Leela, is being used as a martyr to a cause that most of us didn't even know existed a few weeks ago. And the media is dutifully serving the cause. Most media accounts refer to Josh Alcorn as Leela and use the pronoun her rather than him in media stories. His parents, who sent him to a Christian counselor to try to address his gender confusion, are being blamed by activists for his death. One went so far as to say that Josh Alcorn's parents threw him in front of that truck and should be prosecuted accordingly. This is the next phase in the enemy's war on God's creation. Male and female created he them, the Bible told us. But according to modern thinking, gender is not assigned in the womb. It is decided after birth. It should not surprise you at all that the goal of many occult systems is the reuniting of the male and female aspects of humanity into an androgynous future that once and for all destroys God's design for the human race. This is also, at least in part, the goal of the transhumanist movement. Transhumanism is a belief that mankind's salvation will come through technology, science, self-directed evolution, and a merger of biology and technology. On that day, some of its proponents see the opportunity to choose gender, change gender, or invent new genders at will. Again, a mockery of God's creation. Male and female created he them. In his image, his agents on earth to serve in the same capacity that he serves over the cosmos. The transhumanist movement is gaining momentum and has some very intelligent and well-financed people behind it in the fields of genetics, robotics, artificial intelligence, and nanotechnology. They're pursuing the goal of immortality. And believe it or not, they believe, some of them anyway, that they can achieve this goal by the year 2045. There's even a transhumanist party putting up a candidate for president in the United States in 2016. Just think about a winning campaign slogan. Want to live forever? Vote for me. Now, this is an abbreviated form of the news and analysis updates we'll be producing on SkyWatchTV once we are on the scene in the Missouri Ozarks. In the meanwhile, Sharon and I will be painting baseboards and trim here at the bunker in Illinois, and we will update you as we can through various channels. Our YouTube channel, which I presume you're watching right now. And if you haven't yet, before you leave, please click the subscribe button so that you'll be notified as soon as we produce and upload a new program to YouTube. If you use Twitter on your PC, tablet, or mobile phone, stop by our Twitter feed and click subscribe there. That will get you instant notifications of news stories that we think are important and any information that we want to pass along from SkyWatch TV. And if you haven't already, please stop by Facebook, look at our page there, and click the like button there. That will also get you instant notification of stories and information from SkyWatch TV, but best of all, qualifies you for weekly drawings of some great prizes from SkyWatch TV and Defender Publishing. We'll be heading to Missouri at the end of January and recording some new programming there at the SkyWatch TV studios. We should have some news soon, about other places where you'll be able to watch SkyWatch TV. Gary Stearman has already recorded several great programs, interviews with authors like Terry James, Dr. Michael Lake, and my lovely bride, Sharon K. Gilbert, about their new books. And we'll have more great guests lined up for you soon. We thank you for watching, and it's an honor to serve as your eyes on the wall. I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is SkyWatch TV.